Hi, I'm Dr. T and welcome to my office. Let's talk polymers. So polymers, as the name might suggest, are a rather interesting molecule. Poly, of course, means many, and mer we already talked about, meaning molecules. So it's many molecules. Okay, what do we got? So when it comes to polymers, these are typically between large and absolutely ludicrously humongous molecules that are made up of individual building blocks. The individual building blocks are what we call monomers. Now with a polymer, it can be made up of the exact same monomer, or it can be made up of varying types of monomers. If the molecule is made up of the same monomer, then we call that a homopolymer. Alternatively, if they are made from different types of monomers, similar potentially, but not necessarily identically the same, then we call those copolymers. So for instance, if you have a water bottle that is polyethylene, and that particular polymer is made from ethane, C2H4. Just about, that's the only thing in there. And so that is a homopolymer. Alternatively, my shirt is made from nylon, and that is made from two molecules that I am going to put there. By doing it this way, we can create whatever compound we particularly want and vary the properties. Change the monomers a bit, you're going to change the polymer a lot. Now, a medium-length polymer, something that has a few dozen monomers in it, not necessarily a few billion, or more like a few thousand, few million, although there sometimes things like DNA get into the billions. But something that has a few dozen or fewer monomers, we call an oligomer. They're kind of the medium size. They're not large, but they're more than one. If it's two, we sometimes call that a dimer or a trimer if it's three. But kind of that scenario. Now, when it comes to polymers, there's a couple other properties it's useful to keep in mind, especially when we're talking the synthetic ones. Thermoset versus thermoplastic is a useful thing to consider. Thermoset polymers, if you heat them up, they just kind of burn. They don't really do anything. Whereas thermoplastic polymers tend to melt. That's why if I'm going to be working with fire, I'm not wearing the shirt. Nylon is a thermoplastic. I don't want my shirt melting. I'll go grab a cotton shirt instead. Cotton is thermoset. It doesn't melt. It burns. And while I don't want my shirt catching on fire while I'm wearing it, or even when I'm not, it's better than having it melt. Of course, depending on your application, you may want your polymer to melt as, a way of making your plastic bottle. That's actually how they're made. Polyethylene is a thermoplastic. You heat it up and blow air into it to the point where it inflates into the shape and size of your plastic bottle. Yay, you have a plastic bottle. Polymers are particularly useful for our modern world. Anytime we think of plastic, those are going to be synthetic polymers, but also to the ancient world and to us as humans. Most of our biomolecules, the proteins, carbohydrates, and nucleic acids that build us and most of the world around us up, those are all polymers. So, I hope you enjoy polymers, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day.